Hello and welcome back. This is the topical discussion on the Morning Breeze on NBS Television. My name is Simon Kagwanjala, and well, we're also weighing in on the raging debate on homosexuality in Uganda, which is taking another twist today, with questions as to whether Uganda is indeed becoming a safe haven for homosexuals. President Museveni on Sunday, while attending the inauguration of the new Archbishop of the Church of Uganda at Namirembe Cathedral, insisted that, well, he had no problem with homosexuals as long as they did not promote the practice. Well, the media is also awash with stories of soccer ace Chris Mubiru molesting kids and, having carnal knowledge with underage, children deemed to be underage. We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr.? Sure. Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, yes, and you're a gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian, homosexual. How can I describe you?
I am Pepe Julian Onzima. I'm an LGBTI
What's that?
activist. I'm a human rights defender. I'll get to what it is. I'm a human rights defender, currently focusing on LGBTI issues. LGBTI means L is for lesbian, which is described as women who are attracted to each other, females who are attracted to each other, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And then gay is two males who are emotionally, physically, sexually attracted to each other. Bisexuals are usually attracted to persons of their own sex as well as the opposite sex. This one usually it's not simultaneously. It's one at a time. One also tends to, at a certain period of time, overweighs the other. Then transgender is basically an umbrella term to describe people who do not conform to the sex that they are assigned at birth. Mm-hmm. An umbrella term in the sense that there are people who are called transsexuals, they are transvestites, they are cross-dressers, and they fall under this umbrella. There are people who dress up to express themselves as the sex that they were not assigned at birth. Then there are those who actually go and have reassignment of that particular sex that they were assigned at birth. Intersex is people who are born with two sexual organs, and it can be expressed either externally, as in you can visibly see it, or internally, as in the organs can be, one of them can be displayed internally. But I'm not a medical expert, so I can't give you more than that for that. But
and where do you lie?
The common thing, the word they use to describe intersex people is hermaphrodite. But in my line of work, that is derogative. Where do I lie? I'm a transgender person.
Transgender. You were initially male or female?
The sex that was assigned to me at birth was female.
And you opted to become male?
Not exactly opting. It's something that I have been since I was young. But yeah, in terms of expression, it's who I am now.
How did you discover that you were actually meant to be male?
Well, growing up, a child is born, and when you're growing up, you're within a society that has a certain structure, yeah, and you see yourself basically fitting more in a certain box. I said I was born female, but my expression at that time and my internal sense of myself was male.
So
As a child.
have you realigned yourself into being a male, or you still share both sexes?
I am within transition.
You're within transition.
Yes.
Now we're looking at the raging debate. You're a gay rights activist. Why should someone be gay?
Just for the record, I am not a gay rights activist. I believe there's nothing like gay rights. There is human rights. There is human rights. And there are humans who are gay and those who are not gay. So I'm a human rights activist who is advocating for equality for even people who have different sexual orientation or gender identity.
So as we stand today, are you dating any female?
Yes, I am.
You have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
While in transition, you're having a girlfriend?
Yes.
Do you perform the natural obligations?
I'm not sexually active right now.
So what are
By
you doing with
choice.
this lady?
By choice.
By choice?
Yeah. I've just not, I've chosen not to engage.
Doesn't that make you gay?
What do you mean, doesn't that make me gay? I am male and attracted to a female.
So who is gay?
I described a gay person earlier.
Someone attracted to
the same sex.
To the same sex.
Yeah. Mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually.
So as a human rights activist, what do you think of gays? Are they normal? Is it normal to be gay?
Absolutely. I mean, most people, we had a chat a little earlier, and gay people are born that way. They are born gay. Yeah? Because you tend to realize yourself as, or find out these changes in you when you're a child. But because of the structures of the society as it is now about male and female, all those boxes that are placed there, if as a male I'm attracted to another male, when we're growing up, the structure is, okay, Simon has a son, Simon will marry, they sort of betroth you as kids, you know? They will be like, Simon's son will marry Pepe's daughter, yeah? But then Pepe's daughter or Simon's son realizes that as he's growing up, actually this thing is not working. You know, he's not attracted to my daughter, but he's attracted to my son. But because society dictates that it should be my daughter with your son, then people tend to hide who they are. And then people think that it's a choice. But the whole feeling, the physical, the emotional begins at a very early stage. And when people get to an age of puberty where in most cases people get sexually active, most gay people do not express with the same sex due to fear, due to because they do not want to be seen as not being part of the society. But gay people are actually born with this orientation.
Is this a disorder?
Absolutely
or something
not.
natural?
It's not. We have records from the World Health Organization. You know, a team of experts who also thought it was a mental disorder. And later on, it was scraped off the list of disorders. And I'm not just using that as an SI unit or a yardstick to say that it's not a disorder, but it also backs up the fact that it's not a disorder. I have lived for a certain period of time. I lived as a gay person because it was the easiest way for me to come out to my family to say, I'm a lesbian. and not a transgender. You see.
And how did it feel,
What?
being gay then?
It's normal. I mean, it's human. There's nothing strange about it. What is strange about it is the way people react when you tell them you're not like them.
What do you think of the stereotype that this gay culture has received in Uganda?
It's very disheartening. We are humans, we are Ugandans, we've been born here, we've been raised here, we've gone to school here. Some of us have been forced to get married here. So this is a country for all of us. But the stereotype is really hurtful because as a transgender person, I've described to you that I'm attracted to female. That if it came down to my sexual orientation, I'm heterosexual. But when people look at me, they automatically think, the automatic thing is that I'm gay, and they will attack me as a gay person.
Do you feel you deserve sympathy when whatever you're doing is very unnatural, biblically and socially, naturally, it's unnatural?
I think it's the fear of the unknown. People who do not understand homosexual people think all these things about homosexuality. And people normally go straight away to thinking about sex. And that is where the danger is. And because of a lot of ignorance as well, it's a bit difficult. I wouldn't say we deserve or want sympathy, but I believe that as Africans, as Ugandans, we are a tolerant country. We are our nature is actually.
We how many people are you
Ugandans,
speaking for?
I'm
How many
talking
people are
about
you speaking
Ugandans.
for?
I'm speaking as a Ugandan.
And how many Ugandans are into this practice?
What do you mean practice?
Okay, this culture.
Let me rephrase it and answer it this way. How many homosexual people are there in this country? There are no statistics. There've been guesses for about 3% to 5% of the Ugandan population. But obviously with space, us being pushed away from space, to be able to raise awareness, it's very difficult for us to carry out a survey to find out how many we actually are in this country.
So are you craving for attention or recognition?
Craving is not the word I would use. I would say that we are working, I am working towards the liberty, the equality of all persons, and no person should be discriminated or stigmatized because they are of a different sexual orientation or gender identity. So it is about equality, which is guaranteed by the Ugandan Constitution.
Don't you think gays, homosexuals, lesbians, transgenders should instead be reoriented other than receiving all this kind of recognition? Because society seems to deem them as unnatural, as people who are maybe lost.
Simon, you're seated with me right now.
Yes.
How unnatural is that?
Well, it's natural, but I'm just baffled.
Well, we are not craving for attention. And if you look at the attention that, that we are getting, it's totally negative. You know, it's of how unnatural we are, how un-African, how un-Ugandan we are, all those things. And, you know, it also baffles me if we, with all this negative press, all the negativity, why would I choose to be who I am?
Before we go for a break, President Museveni said that you can go ahead with whatever you're doing with your homosexuality for as long as you don't come out in the open. Do you really feel he came out in support of what you're doing?
No, I don't think he came in support because for me, I feel partly it's like giving and taking at the same time before you touch whatever you're being given, it's taken away. He says no killing, no persecution, as in homosexuals won't be killed or persecuted. But he adds Uganda is intolerant to promotion of homosexuality.
Right.
And if we go to what the anti-homosexuality bill states right now about promotion of homosexuality, if he says no promotion of homosexuality, he's basically saying the persecution will still be there. Why do I say this? Because it means you can't speak about it. We cannot have this kind of debate because it will be deemed promotion of homosexuality. If I went and sought services somewhere and a person knows that I am a homosexual, they would be promoting because they are basically enhancing my existence. So that would be promotion. So for me, I'm not excited about what he said, and I don't think it's exactly.
Are you living under fear?
Yes, I am.
So why don't you shift and live a normal life?
Where should I shift? This is who I am. Why should I live in a form that I'm not? Why should I do that? I think it's my right to live as I am, and I'm a citizen of this country. So I'll basically do whatever I have to do to make sure that I can live the way I am.
All right, let's take a quick break, and when we return, we'll be reading out your comments. We'll of course be hearing from an anti-gay activist also telling us his side of the story. Good morning. Hello and welcome back. This morning we're getting into a very controversial topic. That's homosexuality in Uganda. President Museveni says gay people should not be killed or persecuted in Uganda as a section of MPs push for the anti-homosexuality legislation. Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, promised that this would be a Christmas gift to Ugandans. The fundamental question is, should homosexuals be given attention in Uganda? Before we proceed with Pepe Julian Onzima, a sexual minorities activist, would that be appropriate? Human rights defender. Well, we have Pastor Semper online, an anti-gay activist, to tell us his side of the story. Hello, Pastor.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good to have you online. How are you today?
I am doing well. First, I'm really extremely distressed that we are not having the anti-sodomy bill passed in Parliament. We have been promised that it will be passed by Christmas. Second, we are under tremendous attacks. People who are funding these groups